Good morning. Welcome to the operations briefing for Saturday, September 8th. I'm the Plans Chief, Mike McElwain. The IC states that no objectives have changed, so with that, we'll turn it over to the meteorologist, Chris.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Chris McKinney with the weather this morning. Start out by taking a look at the satellite again, and the picture remains relatively unchanged. Still have the upper level trough off to the west approaching the state. Plenty of mid-level moisture flowing in off the Pacific ahead of this feature. Still have Gulf moisture at the low levels coming in, and we have a surface front across central Texas today, which will serve for additional shower and thunderstorm formation, much as we saw yesterday, although a little bit further south today. Looking at the current radar, we have two general areas of precipitation. We have a large area of light rain to the north of the front, across portions of west and northwest branches. And then further to the south, along and ahead of the front, we have an area of thunderstorms developing near Uvalde and Fredericksburg. And this area will generally increase in coverage throughout the day, along and ahead of the front as it moves further to the south. Looking at the lightning strikes over the last 12 hours, again, you can see the widespread activity across north and central portions of the state yesterday, and then much quieter conditions up into the Panhandle branch behind the front. 24-hour rainfall amounts, some fairly impressive totals for portions of the northwest branch, anywhere from 8 to 10 inches in isolated locations. Also saw upwards of 2 to 3 inches in the Midland area yesterday as well, and also some localized flash flooding in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So again, very heavy precipitation expected again today. Could see some localized flooding if you get under one of the stronger storms. Looking at the past 14-day amounts, this does not include yesterday's precipitation. So again, the areas that are seeing rainfall right now are some of the drier portions of the state. And again, fairly good percent of normal precipitation. And as we move through the week, we'll start to fill in the lower end of South Branch here as well. So again, the main thing today is very similar to yesterday, but as that front moves further south, the threat for heavy rainfall and thunderstorms will shift south as well. And then moving into tomorrow, the rain will shift towards the coast, and portions of the Panhandle, west and northwest branches over into North Branch will start to dry out, and we'll see a slight drying and warming trend through the first part of the week for those areas. Looking at the high temperatures today, again, fairly cool, generally 2 to 3 degrees cooler than yesterday, upper 70s to low 80s west, mid to upper 80s to the east. Again, we still have the combination of high temperatures in the low 90s and plenty of moisture, leading to heat indices of 100 to 105 for lower South Branch. Relative humidities today, again, very moist across the state. Min RH is 50 plus for much of the state, getting into the 30s in far west Texas. Today behind the front, generally north and northeast, about 8 to 12 miles per hour. South of the front, basically I-10 southward, you'll see southeast 6 to 10. And lighter wind gusts today than what we saw yesterday because the front has cleared that higher terrain in West Texas. Looking at precipitation, generally 60 to 70% across the central portions of the state, lighter elsewhere, and only about 20% up in Panhandle Branch. Here's one model forecast of what the radar may look like at 4 o'clock this afternoon, again showing widespread showers and thunderstorms developing across the central portion of the state. Looking at rainfall totals for the next 24 hours, you can see generally light totals area-wide, but localized amounts could be up to twice this. So again, if you get under one of the heavier storms, wouldn't be surprised to pick up 3 or 4 inches over a couple of hours. Looking into Sunday into Monday, again, precipitation shifts into south central branches. And then again, Monday through Tuesday, we have lingering rainfall along the coast. But you'll notice that western and northwestern portions of the state are starting to dry out. Looking at the 7-day rainfall totals, again, similar trends, anywhere from 3 to 4 inches of rain area-wide for the southern half of the state. And we take a look at the tropical outlook. Again, we still have Tropical Storm Florence, which will approach the eastern coast of the United States by the middle of next week. We have Tropical Depression 9, which is expected to continue westward into the Caribbean. And then we have newly formed Tropical Storm Helene, which is expected to move west and then turn northwest and does not look likely to threaten land. That's all I have for the weather this morning.
Good morning, Shane Cram Operations. In the last 24 hours, we've had no request for state assistance. As you saw, the situation unit leader showed us that we had a lot of lightning. However, the lightning has occurred in areas where we've had significant rain for the last week, as well as green up. No anticipated needs for state requests in those areas. Today we're going to have suppression resources staged in Beeville. That'll be one task force. All other regions, all other TFS offices are down to local staff and callback as needed. On the aviation, we have one Top 3 helicopter in Beeville, a Top 2 helicopter in Smithville, 2 seats in Giddings, and in Austin. That's all.
Morning, John McGee, Safety. Another good day. Not aware of any accidents or injuries, serious or minor. So again, I commend everybody. Pay attention to the details. Keep your head in the game. Big ticket today is going to be transition, which is what you're doing when you leave a fire and go home. You transition. Demob and driving. Those of you on the road, again, you heard the weather. Possibility of rain, light and heavy in different places, which is going to make it even hazardous, even more hazardous. So, again, defensive driving, and remember, LCES works in driving. It's still going to be hot. Heat indices in some places are still in a range where you can suffer heat-related injuries. So again, keep yourself hydrated, keep an eye on your crewmates to identify those symptoms, and bottom line, keep an eye on each other. We'll all be back again tomorrow.
All right, I switched hats. Shane Krim is the IC covering for Les for the next 2 days. To coin a phrase that's been used many times before, the end is near. We have made it over 240 days on response. Our objectives have not changed. However, the focus is now on right size and demob, get everybody home. Keep your head in the game, and remember, you're not off the incident till you're back at your home unit. Thank you.
If you're coming into McGregor today to demob and you're watching this, I ask you to have a little patience. There will be a bunch of you and just a few of us. Having said that, that concludes this ops brief. You all be good and safe out there. Thank you.